Hello and welcome back to the Military Matrix. Tonight we bring you breaking coverage of a bold and high-stakes operation that has sent shockwaves through the Kremlin's ranks, a precision strike by Ukrainian forces deep into the occupied peninsula of Crimea that appears to have taken direct aim at Russia's logistical and defensive backbone. This was not just another attack. It was a calculated blow designed to cripple the heart of Moscow's war machinery, and the aftershocks are being felt far beyond the battlefield. In the last 24 hours, Ukrainian military intelligence confirmed that multiple fuel storage depots in Crimea were struck overnight, igniting massive infernos that lit up the night sky. These depots, located near Simferopol and Hvardyansk, are believed to have supplied a significant portion of the Russian army's southern logistics network. Russia's occupation authorities quickly confirmed the explosions and fires, but have avoided releasing any details on casualties or the full extent of damage. The Kremlin's silence, however, speaks volumes. This was a strike that hit deep, both physically and psychologically. For years, Moscow has treated Crimea as its secure stronghold, an untouchable launch pad for operations across southern Ukraine. It was where Russia refueled, repaired, and resupplied its war machine, a zone far from the immediate front lines. But tonight, that illusion of safety is shattered. Kiev has sent a clear message: there are no safe havens in this war anymore. Every hub that sustains the Russian occupation is now a potential target. Reports indicate that the Ukrainian operation targeted 3 critical fuel and lubricant storage facilities, hitting tanker stations and reservoirs with remarkable precision. Satellite imagery from early morning shows towering columns of black smoke stretching for kilometers. Eyewitnesses in nearby towns described hearing multiple explosions in the dead of night, followed by shockwaves that rattled windows miles away. Flames engulfed the loading platforms, and for hours, emergency crews battled to contain the inferno. Russian installed authorities tried to reassure locals, claiming the situation was under control. But online footage told a very different story, a scene of total chaos and destruction. This is part of a growing campaign by Ukraine to degrade Russia's military infrastructure in occupied territories. Over recent weeks, Ukrainian drones and missiles have hit air defense systems, radar installations, and command nodes across Crimea, systematically stripping away the layers of protection that Russia once relied upon. Just last week, Ukrainian drones destroyed a Russian Pantsir air defense system and damaged radar stations critical to early warning operations. Each strike chips away at Moscow's sense of dominance over the Black Sea Peninsula. The tactical impact of this latest strike is immense. Crimea's fuel depots serve as the logistical arteries that sustain Russia's mechanized forces. Destroying or disabling them disrupts troop movement, resupply chains, and combat readiness. Tanks can't move, aircraft can't fly, and ships can't sail without fuel, and Kiev knows it. But beyond the tactical damage lies a far deeper consequence: the psychological blow to Moscow's prestige. Crimea isn't just a military asset. It's a political symbol, the crown jewel of Vladimir Putin's annexation campaign in 2014. Hitting it this hard strikes at the very core of that symbolism. For Russia, this attack raises urgent questions about its defensive posture. If Ukraine can strike this deep into what was supposed to be one of the most heavily fortified territories in Europe, what else can it hit? The Kremlin now faces an uncomfortable reality. Its logistics network, once believed secure, is exposed. That means more troops and air defenses must be diverted to protect rear zones, stretching resources thinner along the front lines. Meanwhile, Ukraine's message to both allies and adversaries is unmistakable. Its capabilities are growing. The precision and coordination of the Crimea strike suggest advanced reconnaissance, improved intelligence sharing, and long-range operational reach. Analysts suggest that Kiev may have used domestically developed drones or Western-supplied targeting systems to achieve such accuracy. It's a demonstration not just of force, but of strategic evolution. Residents across Crimea are living with the aftermath. Roads have been blocked, fuel supplies rationed, and communication networks partially disrupted. Satellite footage shows scorched earth and twisted metal, where once stood vast rows of fuel tanks. Local sources report that several railway lines used for military transport have been temporarily halted due to proximity to the blast zones. Panic and uncertainty ripple across occupied Crimea, with many fearing that this is just the beginning of a sustained Ukrainian campaign. Moscow's official response has been muted, at least publicly. The Kremlin has blamed Ukrainian terrorism, while simultaneously insisting that Russian air defenses intercepted most incoming drones and missiles. But as fire and smoke continue to rise from the peninsula, those claims sound increasingly hollow. Russian state media, usually quick to downplay Ukrainian successes, has struggled to contain the narrative. Online, pro-Kremlin bloggers have openly criticized the military's failure to protect such a critical facility. Even loyal voices are starting to question how Ukraine continues to breach what should be an impenetrable shield. From a geopolitical perspective, this operation comes at a critical time. Ukraine's Western partners have been debating the next phase of military aid, particularly the supply of long-range strike weapons. Demonstrations of effectiveness like this could strengthen Kyiv's case for additional support. If Ukraine can prove that it can use such weapons precisely and strategically targeting military assets, not civilians, the argument for increased aid becomes far stronger. Russia, on the other hand, may be forced to respond harshly. Experts warn that Moscow could retaliate with intensified missile strikes on Ukrainian cities or infrastructure. There's also a likelihood of cyber retaliation or intensified propaganda efforts aimed at painting Ukraine's actions as terrorist acts. But beneath the bluster lies a deeper worry for Moscow, the slow erosion of its aura of control over Crimea. The once celebrated annexation now looks increasingly like a vulnerability rather than a triumph. Strategically, this strike underscores a shift in Ukraine's war doctrine from defending territory to dismantling the machinery that sustains Russia's occupation. By targeting logistics, fuel, and communication hubs, Ukraine is not just fighting on the battlefield, but striking at the operational lifelines that keep Russia's forces running. This form of warfare is methodical, patient, and designed to bleed the occupier slowly but surely. As the smoke over Crimea begins to clear, the world is left watching how Moscow will react. Will it escalate militarily? Will it strengthen its defenses in Crimea? Or will it quietly accept that Ukraine now has the reach and intelligence to hit anywhere it chooses? One thing is certain: the psychological shock of this operation will linger long after the fires burn out. For Ukraine, this marks another step in a growing campaign to reclaim the narrative of power. Each successful strike reinforces the message that this war will not be fought on Russian terms. Kyiv is showing that it can set the tempo, dictate the geography, and strike where it hurts most. And for Russia, the reality is setting in. Every inch of occupied territory now comes with a cost, and that cost is rising. Tonight's events in Crimea are more than explosions on a map. They represent a turning point, a moment when the war's boundaries blurred, when the rear became the front, and when a long silent peninsula erupted once again in fire and fury. As both sides recalibrate, one truth is clear: the battle for Crimea is no longer political. It is deeply, dangerously, and unmistakably military. This is the military matrix, and we'll keep tracking every development as this story unfolds. Stay tuned, stay informed, and remember, in this war, even the strongholds are no longer safe.